And today we're going to be making almond joys. It's no bake. It only takes a few ingredients, and it's really, really fun to make and also, of course, enjoy. So what you're going to need is some almonds, coconut, shredded coconut, dates, vanilla bean powder, and coconut oil. And so we have two parts to it. So this is our base. That's the ingredients that we first listed off. We already made this just because it can get really noisy and a little bit more elbow work in it. So the tricks to doing this is blending your almonds first in your food processor to make it a really fine, it's almost like an almond flour texture that you're looking for. And that's going to give you a really nice consistency when you actually make your Almond Joy base. And then after that, I recommend putting in your shredded coconut meat and then your dates. And once you get a really nice sticky texture where you can just use your fingers like this and it sticks together, that's really what you're looking for. And that way we're going to be able to scoop it out just like this and put it right on the sheet. We're gonna go ahead and make our chocolate topping together, and that way we can show it step by step. What we're gonna be using for the chocolate topping is vanilla bean powder. Cacao powder is really our hero here. And then coconut oil. Coconut oil is a really great base because once it heats up, it's gonna turn liquid. And then once it cools down, it actually solidifies, and that's gonna give you a nice crunch. And on top of that, we're just gonna add our almonds, which is pretty much it. And then also add in some honey. So we're gonna do that. So first off, cacao powder. And that's about a half a cup. And then this is another half cup of coconut oil. And then our honey. And then I'm just gonna do a pinch of vanilla bean powder because a little goes a long way. Perfect, so now we're just gonna blend this up until it's a nice like fudgy consistency. It's going to be a little loud for a second. Yeah, you definitely could. It's not going to be as chunky as like a traditional Almond Joy would be, but it's definitely going to stick together really nicely with the coconut, the shredded coconut and the dates. So yeah, you'll get a really nice smooth, like probably a little bit more doughy consistency with that. It's a really great question. So what I recommend for tools, you could just use a traditional tablespoon and scoop it out with your finger. I found that getting a nice like cookie scoop that's almost like a ice cream scoop works the best as for time-wise and then also for consistency. Just press it out. And then once you scoop, just press in to the actual equipment and then scoops out really nice. And if you have a fridge, after you're done scooping everything out, a fridge or a freezer, you can put the Almond Joy base into the freezer and it will help solidify a little bit more. We're at a good temperature, like room temperature in here. So, and it's a great one for like winter or fall, so you don't really have to worry about really hot temperatures where everything would start melting. So I'm going to scoop out about 3 more here, and then we'll get started on the chocolate. All right, so now that we have our chocolate topping, you can put that on. This chocolate turned out to be a nice fudgy consistency. Whenever you make it, it could look a little bit different, like I mentioned, depending on the room temperature of where you're at. So ours today is nice and fudgy. Since we weren't able to melt the chocolate a little bit more, they are going to look a little bit more fudgy and sticky than usual, but they're going to taste wonderful regardless. Just adding the almond on top. And then to store these little babies, I would definitely recommend putting them in the fridge or a really chilly room or even a refrigerator. If you put them in the fridge, they're gonna last for a really long time. I would say for about a month or two at least. And they're really great to just go into the fridge and grab a little bit of a treat that you made ahead of time. And there you have it.